I wanted to have a look at this. This is just an old charger from a ZTE phone. It was like a Telstra branded phone available back in the day. And this was just a super reliable power supply, 700 milliamps. So not a lot in today's standards, but certainly more than the 500 that was the standard back then. And I'll show you what this thing's doing, hopefully. You know how these things go. They malfunction and then the next day or whatever, they just start working again. But hopefully what it will do, and I'll skip forward to that part if it takes a while, but when you first plug it in, it sort of works, and then the power sort of starts to waver a bit and the lights will start to flicker. I mean, it may not do it. It only was doing it with the LED fairy lights that I've got above my bench here that sort of give the nice warm glow. So I may just plug them in. One moment, please. Okay, so I've plugged those in and I can see that they're just flickering at a very low rate. It's not great at all. It used to light it up quite nicely, but yeah, not anymore. But it seems to be running this quite well still, which is interesting because I thought that load there would be plenty enough to sort of bring out that malfunction. But nonetheless, I think it's past its usefulness. It's many, even decades old, I think. Can't remember exactly when I had this, but it was about maybe, I can't say, mid-2000s possibly. So anyway, we'll get the lights back on and we'll give it a look. So I must say, the LED fairy lights that I've got have actually damaged a couple of power supplies now. I originally had them plugged into this, and this is a 3.1 amp supply, and it's an ARLIC, which are usually pretty good. So I'm surprised that this one is burnt out as well, but we will take this one apart. I'll just make it a separate video so it's not so long. But those fairy lights have destroyed this power supply, and they've destroyed this power supply as well. And at the moment they're plugged into a 1 amp Samsung charger, just one of the normal Samsung ones. And it does get very hot, but it seems to be working okay. So we'll have a look at this. We'll pull it apart and we'll see what's inside. And to do that, pretty sure, I don't particularly like these ones, but anyway, I'm pretty sure this is going to be glued. So I'm just going to give it a little squeeze and we'll see what happens. Not too hard a squeeze. I don't want to bust it into 1,000 pieces, but well, there's cracking sounds. I may just put it on the next one. It's a really awkward set of multi-grips to use, but anyway. I'm just using my safety squints at the moment. Got my eyes closed. I think we're almost in there. Leaving some nice patterns on there. What do we got? It was glued. I'm just going to get a spoon, will be fine, I reckon, just to bust that case apart. Oh, look at that, working a treat. Definitely not going to win points for finesse. That side is well glued together. I'm just going to use a little bit of brute force. Once again, I don't want to just destroy the contents. I want to actually have a look at it. Yep, that'll do. Oh, yep, I destroyed something. Okay, what do we got? Was that even attached? Oh, yes, no, I did. I definitely ripped that off. So a little transformer there. Look, 700 milliamp. Well, it's got some nice numbers there for you. That's good. Oh, that capacitor is bulged. And that circuit board is... Oh, geez, I've melted that good and proper. Okay, let's have a look at this. Nice case, by the way. That's the electrical separation there. It's black, so it's not going to be easy to see, but you can see that sort of protrudes from the case there, and it actually goes through the circuit board. If I can get a good shot of that, you can see that protrudes through the circuit board, and it creates a separation to your low voltage side. I mean, that's a brilliant idea, that's a really good design. So it's actually a physical plastic barrier. Not that we're going to be able to test anything now because I've fully ripped that transformer off. But anyway, okay, we'll get that out of the way. Ah, that's a bit more separation there as well. Little plastic guard there with some goop and there's a little soft sticky pad there. That's why I ripped the transformer off, I think, because the sticky pad, because that was stuck to the top of it and just sort of ripped it off. Anyway, but have a look at the bend on the circuit board there. You can see that it's warped. You can see that side there, it's warped as well. So these fairy lights have definitely overheated the supply. I'll turn that around so you can read the writing. It's hard for me to see while I'm holding it up to the camera, but it does sort of just label your resistors and your... For the other side there, that's another... Is it a sticky pad as well? No, it's kind of not. It's only one-sided sticky. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I just can't get over how warped that is. So I'm guessing that's rectifier. So that's your main supply coming in, which is joined directly. What's that in there? Is that a fuse? Or is that just a resistor? A fusible resistor, possibly. Half watt. Yeah, so is that a 10 ohm half watt inrush resistor? Well, okay. I might just get a knife and have a look at that. Alright, well, I'll attempt just to slice that off. It's not going to be real easy in there, but we'll give that a go. Just try and get that heat shrink off. Yeah, it just looks like a fusible resistor, I think, just inrush limiting. What's the black orange, or oh, red black gold, I think. It's kind of been cremated a little there, but I'm pretty sure it's red black gold. There's another diode in there. But yeah, this capacitor here has just been That's bulged. It doesn't look that bulged on camera, but it does kind of look like a hot air balloon in real life. You can see the top's just sort of bulged out there a bit. So yeah, that's a goner. The soldering does look pretty good, although it does kind of look like some of that soldering has reflowed itself. So interesting. I mean, these ones are definitely reflowed, I'm pretty sure, in there, and the circuit board's all bulged out. Lovely. But I mean, there's some pretty decent looking components in there. You can see the other resistor in there. I'll try and get that goop out of the way. It's like a silicon-ish type glue. Is that red? Silver? Pretty sure. It is a little bit hard to see. I don't think there's any circuitry under the capacitors, no. No, so that's it. I mean, a very simple power supply. No circuitry under that, just the connections. Oh, it's a lead-free. Huh. Interesting. Surprised it lasted this long then. Must have been the good stuff. Yeah, quite a simple power supply, but lasted a long time. I mean, I used to run one of these LEDs from it for a long time. It was plugged in as a kind of night light in my bathroom, which I just sort of left on almost full time when I was home. And yeah, sort of ran that quite comfortably. Didn't produce a lot of heat, so I just left it. But yeah, running those fairy lights wasn't too good for it. I do see there's a little bit of something going on in that chip there. If I can get it to focus on that properly, it kind of does look like they've all flowed together. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I think I definitely have overheated this supply, and she's suffered. But yeah, just a quick look at that. It's a, what was it, the ZTE brand for the old Telstra phones. And look, I mean, quite a good supply, and the phone was actually pretty good as well, to be honest. It was just a simple phone call, text, and you could do your banking if you really had to. Wasn't recommended on those phones, but it worked, kind of. But yeah, that's not a bad supply.